to gather as the 33rd annual Out on Film Festival comes to a close tonight. I know, and we wanted to be able to have something that acknowledged that we've been here all week and that we are closing tonight. And I want to welcome from our board, Jonathan Shapiro, from our programming committee, Dennis Kemp, from our events and planning committee, Kathy Hall Payne and Angie Short, and our patron saint of Jim and I staying sane and everything that needs to happen during this festival, Justice O'Byrne. So I want to thank you for being here.
Yeah. This was the first time we tried to do a virtual festival. I'm not gonna say it was easy. It was not. It was very much a challenge, but we were able to do it successfully. Thank you all for bearing with us. Thank you all for going on with the ride with us. We had 136 films as part of our festival this season. We had 33 Q&As. We had an Icon Award given to Margaret Cho, conversation with Kevin Williamson, conversations with Irene Cara, Paul McCrane from Fame. We had an amazing festival. So thank you all for helping us make it possible.
And one of the things that we were able to do that was very gratifying is that with all of the Q&As that we were able to do, we talked to filmmakers from around the world. So many different countries and so many different people who were able to join us for this year. And I want to just say a special thanks to all of our patrons who hung with us as we made this transition this year. We weren't quite sure what was going to happen, and I can't tell you how gratified all of us here at Out on Film are that all of you joined us this year, watched so many of the films, and continue to watch the films and watch the Q&As with all of the directors. We were able to open up throughout the state, and we had a lot of people from around the state of Georgia join us, maybe sometimes for the first time. And so I want to say to all of you, welcome to Out on Film, and we're so grateful that you were able to join us.
Also from our programming team is Eric Needham. Eric has been a valuable part of Out on Film for such a long time. Thank you, Eric, for all you did this year and the rest of our amazing team.
I want to say a special thanks to our entire team at Out on Film. This was a tremendous thing to pull off. We had a record number of submissions this year, and our programming committee just diligently watched everything and was very thoughtful. And I want to say, and I hope, and you'll agree, that this was one of the most diverse lineups that we've ever been able to have, just given the sheer number of films that the filmmaking community submitted. And we have to give like an MVP award to Dennis here, who watched so many of the films, went back and queued them all after we loaded them into the system to make sure that they worked for everybody. So thank you, Dennis.
Yeah. It was a pleasure.
Yeah. So what's next for Out on Film? As some of you know, we are an Oscar qualifying film festival this year, which means that the film that wins our Best Drama Short Jury Award is now eligible to be considered for Oscar consideration. We're going to be announcing our jury awards on either Wednesday or Thursday. We still have films that are technically still running. The films that open this weekend on Saturday and Sunday will technically be running through Wednesday, so you can still check out the last portion of our schedule. And we have a few surprises coming out later in October, and maybe a few other things later this year. So thank you for the ride. Thank you for making this year so successful. Thank you to my husband for learning how to be a technical guru and learning how to do digital. I knew nothing about virtual. I thank you to everybody here, all of our team, all of our patrons. Thank you so much to everybody who connected with us, you, and thank you for the community here that makes this possible.
Yeah, and and for us, I do want to give a shout out to a lot of you who are patrons. We're emailing and talking to Trent Farrington a lot this week, who managed our box office, managed our print traffic, and was a lifesaver to us during the festival, getting all of you your tickets, getting you online. So special thanks to Trent for doing that. Yeah. And we have some sponsors. who made this year possible, who make every year possible, but this year in particular. And I want to do, our marquee sponsor is Warner Media, who has been with us for so many years, and we could never pull off this festival without the overwhelmingly generous support from Warner Media. This year, too, I want to be a special acknowledgement to the National Endowment for the Arts, who really, we got our first grant from the National Endowment this year, and we also were able to get funds to really sustain the festival this year. And really make all of this possible. And we had a tremendous night last night at a drive-in that was brought to you, to all of us, by Lexus, who made a really special night really possible. And that's just on top of all of the other sponsors that we have, that you all saw on the sponsor reels. I can't thank them all enough for being able to make this happen. A lot of people were involved in doing Q&As. You'll recognize Kathy and Angie from some really wonderful introductions and videos that people did. And we really wanted to make this experience as special as we possibly could. So I want to thank everybody for doing that.
We just briefly saw Chanel Haney, who watched a lot of our films, did a lot of our moderating, not just during Adult Film, but it's part of our film series this summer with Georgia Equality. Thank you, Chanel, for everything you did. Anybody else we need to thank? Bill Kalin did an amazing job helping us marketing, especially our event at the drive-in last night. So we're just ecstatic that we were able to successfully pivot to a virtual festival, and not a whole lot of time. It took a while to learn it, but hopefully we pleased everybody, satisfied you all, and represented you the best we could.
And I want to just say something to the queer filmmaking community. I think it was very important for us to be able to do this year. There was a lot of questions about whether this would happen, whether we'd be able to do it, whether we'd have films to show. And I want to just say to the queer filmmaking community that we are extremely proud to be part of this community, to showcase your work, to talk to you, to provide this platform for you to do this for all of us. And I can't tell you how grateful we are to have you.
I mean, queer filmmakers are why we're here. That's why we exist. It's our mission to show your work, to do the best job we can in getting your work out there. And hopefully we represented you well the last 11 days. So,
we feel that art is transformative, and art saves people. There are people on this call that art has saved. What you do for the entire community is just without parallel. I can't thank you enough.
Thank you all, everybody, again, for everything you've done. You made us really proud this year. That's all we have. Thank you.
And if any of you kind of here want to say anything.
I just want to say that it was a beautiful festival. Last night, under the moonlight, was beautiful. It was just great seeing Fame again, and hearing Irene sing, and seeing the cars honking and lights flashing. It's something I'll never forget. And then I also will say that this festival really had its moments. I loved being able to wake up in the morning and watch a movie, or being up late at night, 1 a.m. and watching a movie. Well, there were a lot of benefits.
That was,
and I'll forget it.
That was something that we didn't quite anticipate. We knew we were virtual, but until you're living it, until you're getting, text at 11:45 from people who are trying to watch on different browsers on their iPad, their phones, their laptops. That's the virtual world, but hopefully we did a good job of taking care of most everybody and their questions. Anyone else want to say a few words or pipe in? Or
the drive-in was fun.
The drive-in was a lot of fun.
The drive-in was great.
The drive-in was our only physical event. We wanted to really just have one, just to experiment, see how it went. But we were all very enthused at how people showed up. People were able to social distance and still have a good time. So we will definitely look at doing a drive-in again event, maybe by the end of October, but that's just, but anyway. So anyone else want to say a few words?
I personally think you guys are amazing. I don't even know how y'all did. We were talking about it at the very beginning. I was like, how is that? And you did. It's amazing.
Thank
I
you.
would have just ran and hid.
I mean, it was an undertaking, but I will say we have a really great team here.
Yeah.
Everybody part of this festival, really, when it counts, everybody involved in this festival steps up.
Yeah.
And we could not do it without everybody's help, without everybody's assistance and support. I mean, it's really tremendous to pull something this off. I always say, sometimes it just takes a ferry, and this one takes a lot.
Anyway, so we're done for this year,
Yeah.
with the exception of a few films that will remain on until Wednesday, some shorts programs, the features from this weekend. Thank you all for helping us celebrate. Thank you to everyone who made this possible. We're gonna go celebrate and sleep, and I'm gonna catch up on a lot of projects. Thank you all so very much for joining us.
Thank you, both of you. Thank you very
Y'all
much.
have a great evening.
Thank you so very much.
Yeah, thanks, guys. Great job.
Thanks, everyone.
Oh. Was that it? Thanks, everybody.
Thanks, guys.
Thank you.
Thank
All right.
you. Good night.
Good
Thanks,
night.
Justice.
Thanks, Justice. Thanks, Tim.
Thanks, Justin.